What really happened to Diana that night in Paris? What about that mysterious white Fiat Uno? And why did Diana's boyfriend become so nervous? You're about to find out what really happened. Welcome to our channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. Diana and her brand new boyfriend Dodi El-Fayed vacationed that summer on the French Riviera. Their sunshine break sailing in the crystal waters was over, and the couple boarded a private jet to Paris at lunchtime on August 30, 1997. It was the last flight the princess would ever take. They stayed in a very chic Emperor suite in the Ritz Hotel, owned by Dodi's father. That night, the couple planned to have dinner at a fancy restaurant. But because of the paparazzi chasing after them to get some pictures, they returned to the hotel to have dinner in the hotel restaurant. More than 30 photographers were waiting outside the Ritz. Dodi reportedly got very anxious and suspicious. He feared there were photographers in the restaurant. Diana didn't eat much of her mushrooms and asparagus omelette, and the situation got very tensed. Dodi decided to drive to his apartment in the Paris city center to get rid of the press. They tried to fool the paparazzi by using decoy cars, and then sneaked out the back door of the Ritz. It was a little after midnight. Driver of the black Mercedes was Henry Paul. He worked for the Ritz Hotel. Also in the car, Trevor Rees-Jones, Dodi's bodyguards. The car was speeding up to Dodi's apartment, being chased by paparazzi in cars and on motorcycles. Henry Paul tried to shake them off. Later, it was revealed he had a couple of drinks in the hotel bar just before they drove off, and was found to be 3 times over the French drink-drive limits. The car entered the Pont de la Matano at 12:23 a.m. at high speed, when Paul suddenly lost control and crashed into a pillar. People walking nearby said there was a thunderous sound, followed by the sound of the horn that kept beeping for a long time. Both Diana's boyfriend Dodi and driver Henry Paul died at the scene. Bodyguard Trevor Rees-Jones survived, although he suffered serious injuries. Meanwhile, paparazzi were trying to snatch photos of the princess inside the car wreck. There were flashlights all around in the tunnel, and nobody tried to help. A doctor off-duty drove by, stopped his car, and helped Diana breathing. At that time, she was still alive, but seemed very weak. Emergency services arrived to the scene within 5 minutes and tried to revive her. She was able to speak a little bit and asked what had happened. At 1:40 a.m., Diana was transported to a Paris hospital. But after hours inside the operating room, the 36-year-old princess died at 3 a.m. from a rare small tear in her vein that caused internal bleeding. Netflix's The Crown will not show Diana's tragic fatal car accident. The exact moment of impact of the Paris crash will be excluded from the series. Netflix confirms as production on season 6 continues. The season will be all about the before and after the crash. There also are a lot of conspiracy theories. Dodi's father, Mohammed El-Fayed, stated he was convinced the royal family had something to do with it. And Diana's former butler told the press that years before, Diana wrote a note: "If something happens to me in a car, look at Charles." These cases have all been investigated, and Charles has even been interviewed by the police, but no evidence came up. And what about that white Fiat Uno that drove by at the moment of the crash? A witness told she saw a white Fiat Uno emerge from the tunnel just seconds after the crash, and white paint was found on the crashed Mercedes. But it still remains a mystery who was the driver of that car. Thank you for watching. See you next time.